Players also want Niantic to combat GPS spoofers a bit better. So right now there's a lot of people on Twitch still streaming, spoofing the game, going to places like Central Park in New York when they're actually inside their house playing the game.
Stop it. Get some help.
What's going on, guys? Stevie here with Lucky Crit, and today I wanted to talk about the top 10 updates that we want from Pokémon GO. Starting right off with number 1, people want to be able to walk around and slowly raise the CP of one of their selected Pokemon. You should be able to walk and train as you play the game. This would also definitely help out the problem that we have right now with starter Pokemon, where you can't really raise their CP because it's so hard to find Squirtles, Charmanders, and Bulbasaurs in the wild. Definitely something that I would love to see in the game. People would also like to see their top used Pokemon on their trainer page, maybe even somewhere that other players can see it for their player character. I think it would also be cool to be able to actually see other trainers to some degree. I understand that actually walking around seeing trainers everywhere instead of Pokemon isn't exactly the point of the game, but if there was some way to see other trainers, I think that would be awesome. Be able to look at their stats pages and everything like that without actually having to use a third-party tool and looking it up online. That would be awesome as well. Something that I think is going to be a vital quality of life improvement for the game would be multi-selecting Pokemon and being able to multi-transfer Pokemon. Imagine this scenario. You have 100 Pidgeys, 50 of which you want to transfer for more candies, or you're about to go on your evolution spree and you don't quite need 100, you want to transfer some more to up your candies. You have to go page by page and transfer the Pidgeys. Not even that, with the recent update, they also added the fact that you have to go in there and press the button on the right, then click transfer for every single one, so it's even more tedious than it ever was. So people want the ability to select multiple Pokemon and be able to transfer them, which I think would really up the speed of the game. I also just saw a post on Reddit this morning with a really awesome concept. This player wanted the ability to track down Pokemon that run away from you. And what that means is, when you're trying to catch a Pokemon and they run, they're gone forever. They're done. Your friends are still catching them right there next to you, but you've lost, and the Pokemon is long gone. What this trainer suggested is that you have the ability to track down the Pokemon again, meaning that once they run away, they'll respawn randomly in some area near you, maybe even further away from you, but somewhere, so that you can find it again and get another chance at catching it. That would be awesome. I've also seen a lot of talk lately about gym rebalancing. Usually when you claim a gym, it does not take very long for another player to steamroll in, destroy it, and reclaim it as their own. So it would definitely be nice to have a little bit more stability, I'd say, with the gyms. I think you should be able to hold it a little bit longer. I mean, at the end of the day, this is still Pokemon. Higher leveled or higher CP Pokemon should be able to beat lower CP Pokemon. But somebody rolling through with a 900 Exeggutor or something should not be able to steamroll a gym with 1600 plus Dragonites. As it currently stands, it's so much harder to actually defend a gym than it is to attack a gym. So I'm not certain what exactly Niantic would do to fix this, but I'm sure they can find some solution to make it a little bit more balanced on both sides. So with some of the recent main series Pokemon games like X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we got a feature called Pokemon and Me, where you were able to take care of, feed, and play with your Pokemon, which a lot of players really enjoyed because you finally get to bond and deepen your bond with your Pokemon, and especially your favorites. What players want from Pokemon GO is maybe somewhat of a similar option, or even just the ability to display your Pokemon in AR so that you can take pictures with it. So for example, let's say I have a Cloyster that I want to take a picture of or put it anywhere. I should be able to click on that Pokemon and click display, turn on the AR mode, and be able to put that Cloyster anywhere I want to put it. Some players have also expressed the desire to change the way that egg hatching works. For example, right now, basically the best way to hatch eggs is by walking in straight lines, because that's how the servers triangulate where you're actually walking and going to and give you those kilometers to hatch the eggs themselves. If you actually walk in circles or anything like that, it's not quite as effective at all. So a lot of players actually want to see the way that eggs are tracked a little bit more improved. In fact, right now, they've also made it so that it checks less often. So you'll walk a long distance, maybe you'll check your egg, it doesn't look like anything has changed at all, but it actually just takes a bit longer. I think it's about once every minute that it actually tries to update and look for that. So if we could see some kind of an improvement that would make it seem like your steps are actually working a little bit further, because right now, you probably have to walk about 20 kilometers to hatch that 10-kilometer egg. A lot of players also want some changes to the way that the level curve works. Right now it takes a ridiculous amount of experience from about level 30 to about level 40 to actually make it all the way there. Now in my current opinion, I don't think that Niantic wanted players to be able to reach level 40, especially not so soon. And right now it's not currently possible unless you're cheating or hacking. But they definitely want some longevity to the game, so that's the reason why they want it to take a while longer for you to level up. And to be honest, after level 20 or so, you're pretty much right where you want to be anyway. There's really not much of an incentive from that point to be leveling up, and in fact, it actually kind of makes everything harder. So another update that players really want in the game is more candies from transferring Pokemon. Right now, the way that it is you could transfer a 10 CP Rattata and get the same amount of candies as transferring an 800 CP Raticate. So in my personal opinion, I think if they're going to do anything, at least make it so that second and third stage evolutions give you 2 or 3 pieces of candy per transfer. That would be so much better. Then there's the obvious one. Obviously people want the tracking system back in the game, they want the footprints back. Niantic has publicly posted about this, you can check that out in the description down below. However, some players have also suggested a sort of radar-esque tracking system. I'll display a picture and a link to Reddit right here as well. And I think that could be a really cool idea, because then you could actually visually see what you're approaching and what's getting further away from you, and how close it is as they move closer to you on those rings. Which is awesome, because the way that it used to work is you'd have to walk in one direction, hope that Pokemon got closer to you, walk in the opposite direction if it wasn't the case, and then kind of triangulate the Pokemon's location based on that, which didn't always work, and sometimes was a little weird with the way that things updated and where the Pokemon was displayed. I would also personally like to see a lot of the scrolling in the app fixed, because right now it's so hard to scroll up and down, and especially left and right between Pokemon is such a chore, and it doesn't really do it very smoothly, so that can definitely be tweaked. We're also still not really sure how lures and incense work, and it'd be nice to see a little bit better quality Pokemon spawn at these. Right now it's really random. I've done lures on street corners, I've done lures by the water, and it seems like honestly the by the water lure was better, but all I got were Magikarps, so be nice to know how they work and also spawn a little bit better of a quality of Pokemon from them. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this one. Please remember to slash that like button if you like this episode. It really helps me out. Also, leave me a comment down below if there are any changes that you want made to the game that I didn't mention in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. What's going on, guys? Stevie here with Lucky Crit, and today, even though we're in sunny Outer Banks, North Carolina, I wanted to talk about the 0.31 update to Pokemon GO, what it means for the game, the things that they've tweaked, and where the game is headed in the future. So with the recent update, Niantic has added in character customization, so you can go back and change your player character.
Facts.